Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take you back to April 23rd, 2017. When Lucy Saldivar woke up that morning, she did not realize it was going to be the last day she talked to her son, Mark Saldivar, or saw him alive. She spoke to him that day in the afternoon at the house, and Mark was excited. He had a rapper that contacted him about doing a photo shoot. Taymor McIntyre, or Tay-K 47, or Tay-K.
Tay-K is facing trial for a capital murder offense. Now, he can't actually get the ultimate penalty for this offense because he was a minor at the time that this took place. The facts of the case relate to Tay-K apparently with some other friends calling an individual, Mark Anthony Saldivar, to a photo shoot, and he was a photographer, videographer who went on a ride in a car with Tay-K and some other people when they apparently got into an argument, and this escalated when they went to Chick-Fil-A, and unfortunately shots were fired and Mark Anthony Saldivar passed away. There is video of the trial proceedings in Tay-K's criminal trial where the prosecutor gives an exposition about what took place on that fateful day when Mark Anthony Saldivar passed away. My thoughts so far on the trial is that the prosecutor is incredibly poised and very calm, has a measured cadence, which I think is going to resonate well with the jury. Now, you get sometimes prosecutors who are overly agitated, frenzied, or even nervous, and it can detract from being able to create enough rapport with a jury who has to believe and has to have faith in the lawyer before them if they're going to decide a case in your favor, whether you're the prosecution or the defense. But the prosecutor certainly so far seems to have a sobering, clear approach, which obviously so far is not good for Tay-K. Now, an interesting aspect of this case is that Tay-K has already been convicted and is basically spending decades in prison for another unaliving of someone else, which is utterly shocking, especially when you take into account Tay-K's very young age. And again, this is partly an example of how utterly confusing and sad the hip-hop and rap industry has become, where you get individuals who are artists but constantly get involved in the most serious crimes imaginable. So this is definitely an interesting trial, and we're going to be keeping up with developments.